In the crisp autumn of 1929, a German theologian and Orientalist named Gustav Adolf Deissmann was meticulously cataloging the vast and ancient library of the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul. Amidst countless scrolls, manuscripts, and forgotten documents, he stumbled upon a fragment of a gazelle skin map that had been drawn in 1513. This wasn't just any map. It was the work of an Ottoman admiral, cartographer, in polymath named PIRI Reis. And it was a masterpiece of the Portolan style, a practical, highly detailed seafaring map designed for navigation, charting coastlines, and harbors with remarkable accuracy for its time. But as researchers began to study this exquisite artifact, they realized they were looking at something truly impossible. A cartographic enigma that defied all conventional historical timelines. PIRI Reis himself, in the extensive notes meticulously written in the margins of the map, stated that he had compiled it from over 20 older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. And one of those sources, astonishingly, appeared to show the coast of Antarctica, 300 years before it was officially discovered by Western explorers. This is the PIRI Reis map, and it is a discovery that challenges everything that we thought we knew about the history of exploration, ancient knowledge, and the true capabilities of civilizations long lost. If it is accurate, it means that someone was mapping the world with advanced precision, potentially even using sophisticated techniques, long before the dawn of recorded history as we understand it. Today we are exploring the profound mystery of the PIRI Reis map, the map that, by all accounts, shouldn't exist. The PIRI Reis map is not a complete world map, but a surviving fragment of a much larger work. The section that remains primarily shows the Atlantic Ocean, the western coast of Africa, and the eastern coast of the Americas. The level of detail and accuracy in the depiction of the Americas is extraordinary for the early 16th century. It clearly shows the Caribbean islands, the coast of Brazil, and even hints at the Andes Mountains, geographical features that were supposedly either unknown or poorly charted by European explorers in 1513. This alone makes the map a remarkable historical document. But the most shocking and controversial feature lies at the southern edge of the map, where a landmass is depicted that many researchers believe is the Queen Maud land coast of Antarctica, a region that would remain officially undiscovered until 1820, where unmapped in detail until the 20th century. The controversy over the map truly ignited in the 1960s, largely thanks to the work of Professor Charles Hapgood of Keene State College. Hapgood was a scholar of the history of science, and he was convinced that the PIRI Reis map was not merely a curiosity, but a profound anomaly. His central argument was that the map showed the coast of Antarctica without its ice cap, a state it hasn't been in for at least 6,000 years, and possibly much longer, dating back to the end of the last ice age. This would mean that a highly advanced civilization, possessing sophisticated cartographic and navigational skills, had mapped the entire planet at a time when conventional history tells us humans were still living in rudimentary settlements, struggling to survive in a post-glacial world. Hapgood posited that these ancient cartographers must have possessed knowledge far beyond what we attribute to them, perhaps even from a lost civilization that predated the last ice age. Hapgood's theory gained an unexpected and powerful endorsement from none other than Albert Einstein, who wrote the foreword to Hapgood's groundbreaking book, Earth's Shifting Crust. Einstein was deeply intrigued by Hapgood's radical idea that the Earth's entire outer shell, or lithosphere, could shift suddenly and dramatically over the planet's core, moving continents into new positions relative to the poles. This crustal displacement theory, while still highly controversial in geology, would offer a potential explanation for how Antarctica could have been in a more temperate climate in the relatively recent past, allowing it to be mapped by an ancient civilization before it became encased in ice. Einstein praised Hapgood's courage in challenging established scientific dogma, stating that his work stimulates thought and opens new perspectives. This endorsement from one of the greatest scientific minds in history lent significant weight to Hapgood's otherwise fringe theories, forcing a reevaluation of what was considered possible in the ancient times. The mainstream scientific community, however, has been overwhelmingly dismissive of Hapgood's claims regarding Antarctica. Geologists argue that the Antarctic ice sheet is not merely thousands, but millions of years old, but that there is no credible geological evidence of a sudden global shift in the Earth's crust that would have moved Antarctica into a temperate zone in the last few millennia. Cartographers, for their part, contend that the Antarctica on the PIRI REIS map is actually just a distorted or speculative representation of the coast of South America, which the cartographer had run out of space for on the parchment, or perhaps a mythical southern continent. They point to the fact that the map contains many errors and inaccuracies, as would be expected from a 16th century compilation of various, often conflicting sources. They argue that seeing Antarctica in the map is a classic case of the pareidolia, where the human mind perceives familiar patterns in random data rather than genuine evidence of lost knowledge. The scientific consensus remains firmly against the idea of an ice-free Antarctica being mapped by an ancient civilization. Yet the precision of certain aspects of the map is hard to ignore, even for skeptics. Hapgood and his team of mathematicians and cartographers meticulously analyzed the map and found that it was drawn using a sophisticated equidistant azimuthal projection, a complex mathematical technique that allows a spherical Earth to be accurately represented on a flat surface. This technique requires a level of advanced mathematical, astronomical, and geodetic knowledge that was supposedly unknown until the 18th century, centuries after PIRI REIS. They also found that the map's center, or point of projection, was located at Siene, Egypt, or perhaps even more precisely at the Great Pyramid of Giza, a location that itself is a nexus of ancient mysteries and astronomical alignments. This suggests a highly advanced understanding of global geometry and cartographic principles that simply doesn't fit the conventional historical narrative. How could ancient mariners without modern instruments achieve such a feat? This remains one of the most compelling arguments for the map's proponents. The PIRI REIS map is not an isolated discovery. Other maps from the same period, such as the Oronce Fine map of 1531 and the Haji Ahmed map of 1559, also show what appear to be remarkably accurate representations of Antarctica and other unknown lands, often depicted without ice. These maps, too, claim to be based on older sources. This pattern suggests that there was a continuous tradition of advanced cartography, perhaps passed down through the centuries, possibly through legendary institutions like the Library of Alexandria or other ancient centers of learning, preserving knowledge that was otherwise lost during periods of upheaval and decline. Could these maps be fragments of a much larger global cartographic project from a forgotten era? The existence of multiple such maps, all hinting at a similar lost knowledge strengthens the argument for a sophisticated ancient cartographic tradition. Imagine what else we've lost. If one fragment of a gazelle skin map, discovered by chance in a forgotten palace library, could contain a record of an ice-free Antarctica, how many other impossible documents, how many other pieces of a lost global history were destroyed in the fears of history, lost to floods, or simply dismissed as fantasy? We are looking at a world where the people of the past, or perhaps from a civilization we don't even know existed, were on the verge of a global scientific revolution, mastering navigation and cartography, only for it to be cut short by a cataclysm or a period of profound cultural amnesia. The PIRI race map forces us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that our ancestors were far more capable and knowledgeable than we give them credit for, and that our understanding of human history is incomplete, perhaps even fundamentally flawed. It challenges the very foundation of our historical narrative, suggesting a lost golden age of knowledge that has been erased from collective memory. The debate over the PIRI race map is a perfect example of the forbidden archaeology struggle. It is a clash between the established academic world, which demands rigorous, verifiable proof, and adheres to a specific, often rigid timeline of exploration and scientific progress. And independent researchers who are willing to look at anomalies, challenge the status quo, and propose radical new interpretations of the past. If the ancients had indeed mapped the world with such precision, it means that our understanding of the past is fundamentally flawed. It means that we aren't the first to master the globe, to circumnavigate its oceans, or to understand its true dimensions. It suggests a cyclical nature to human advancement, where knowledge can be gained, lost, where then painstakingly rediscovered. This ongoing intellectual battle highlights the tension between conventional wisdom and revolutionary ideas, a tension that drives both scientific progress and the exploration of forbidden knowledge. As we look at the intricate lines, the precise angles, and the colorful drawings of the PIRI race map, we are looking at more than just an old piece of parchment. We are looking at a mirror of our own ingenuity, a reflection of humanity's enduring quest for understanding and mastery over the natural world. We are looking at a document that was built to bring order to the chaos of the ocean, to make the invisible visible, and to chart the unknown. It is a testament to the human desire to explore, to understand the universe, and to leave a legacy, no matter the cost or the challenges. The PIRI race map stands as a silent yet profound monument to a lost age of exploration, a beacon of ancient knowledge that continues to spark debate and wonder, urging us to question the official narrative and look deeper into the forgotten annals of time. It reminds us that history is not a static, finished story, but a dynamic, ever unfolding mystery, with new chapters waiting to be discovered, challenging us to keep an open mind and to never stop asking questions. In our next episode, we're going to look at a mystery that is even more ancient and even more perplexing, carved directly into the earth itself. A series of massive geoglyphs in the heart of the Andes that depict animals, geometric shapes, and even human-like figures, so vast they can only be fully appreciated from the air. Structures that some say are simple, ancient art, but others believe are astronomical calendars, landing strips for ancient astronauts, but even messages to the gods. Join us as we explore the secrets of the Nazca lines, an out-of-place artifact that could rewrite the history of ancient communication and extraterrestrial contact. The truth is waiting. and it's etched into the very landscape. If you want to see the mathematical projections, the side-by-side comparisons of the PIRI REIS map with modern satellite imagery of Antarctica, and the detailed historical analyses that challenge conventional cartography, make sure you check out the full series playlist. We are uncovering a history that was buried for a reason, a past that refuses to stay hidden. Don't let it stay hidden. The truth is rising, and it's etched into the very fabric of our planet, promising to change your perception of humanity forever. Its journey into the forbidden past has only just begun, and the next revelation is just a click away.